Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA Showdown slate for today. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Dallas Mavericks against the Golden State Warriors. Should be a fun one. Should be a fun series. Both of these teams have come into this series playing really well, especially the Mavericks with that huge blowout win in Game 7. Warriors had some extra days off with them finishing the Grizzlies in 6. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, if you enjoy the picks, I appreciate it. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe. If you haven't already, you can check out all the other socials down in the description. Twitter, website, PrizePicks code, all that stuff is down there. And let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday, going Jimmy Butler at captain worked out perfectly. Dropped 41 real-life points en route to well over 50-plus fantasy points, close to 55. Today, there's only two captains I'm really considering. It's either Luka Doncic or Steph Curry. We have some value down here with like Looney, Porter Jr., maybe Dwight Powell, maybe Bertans. And you have $1,000 for like Damian Lee, who's going to get some run. So, in terms of the highest scoring players in this showdown, I'm pretty convinced it's going to be Luka Doncic or Steph Curry. So I'm not really looking at playing any of the other guys at captain too much. We'll do one build with Luka at captain, plugging in Steph Curry. I mean, these two are the guys I want in my lineup. If you play a bunch of lineups, you can make some differences, take one of these guys out in some of your lineups, but if you're making only one lineup or a couple lineups, these would be the two players that I would start with. Now you have 47.25, so you're looking for some value. In terms of the second tier studs, you have Clay at 9,000. He had a great closeout game against the Grizzlies, dropping 30 real life points, 8 threes for him that game. He's still a bit volatile because he is scoring dependent. He's not going to get many peripherals with Draymond getting some, with Curry getting his assists and some his rebounds, and Wiggins rebounding the ball at a great clip in the postseason. So I'm not too interested in paying $9K for him. Brunson, I like him more if he was at home, but he's 84. He's more expensive than Wiggins, Poole, and Green, the Warriors players at home. So I would prefer those guys than getting up to Brunson. In terms of the other secondary Dallas players, I like Dinwiddie quite a bit at 64. This is a spot where Dinwiddie's played pretty well for them since he's come over. Last game, he just kind of had a tremendous shooting game. But this is a series where they can easily run some three-guard lineups because that's exactly what the Warriors like to do with Curry, Clay, Poole, all on the court at times together. So you could see a lot of spots in this series where Dinwiddie, Brunson, and Luka are all out there together. So I wouldn't be surprised if Dinwiddie gets some extra minutes. And he does give you a lot of upside at 64, as he showed last game. I don't mind Finney-Smith as well because they're going to need him. His defense is going to need his rebounding and just his presence. Who can also catch fire from distance. And Bullock is fine as well at 54. Yeah, Maxey at 5K. Only played 21 minutes last game. Only took one shot. That was kind of annoying, but other guys were really hot, so he didn't need to take many shots. But it's also a spot where if they're not going to be going to Dwight Powell as much in the postseason, they kind of moved away from him, then we can see more minutes for Maxi Kleber in the series against Golden State. He did get the shots off in 3 games, shot 17 times, so an average of almost 6 shots per game. Just only made 4 shots total and only 2 of 12, but we've seen him be a bit up and down at times, but in the playoffs, he has stepped up for them nicely. So I don't mind him at 5K either. And then I do like the Warriors players a little bit in the 4K range with both Porter Jr. and Looney. Looney had a monster game as he started in place of Porter instead of Kuminga last game. In Game 6, he played 35 minutes, had 22 boards, just absolutely dominated the glass, and expect him to draw the start today against Dwight Powell. He can handle his own against Powell easily, and then maybe if they go to Maxey, once the Mavs go to Maxi Kleber, then we could see the Warriors switch to being more of a stretch 5, and maybe they go smaller with Draymond at the 5 to defend Maxi Kleber, because Looney, they don't want him going out to the three-point line. And then the value picks would consider Dwight Powell. I do like Porter Jr. just because he's going to get the minutes. He's kind of like their 7th man off the bench behind Jordan Poole. Didn't have any production last game, but he was dealing with a bit of a foot injury, so he wasn't 100% heading into that one. But he's no longer on the injury report. He got a week off to rest it, so he should be good to go. And he was a guy that was playing well over 20 minutes in every other game in the series and in the playoffs as well. And he can hit the 3, he can get you rebounds, play some stretch 4 at times, maybe the stretch 5, but they'll probably have Draymond there for most of the when they want to go small there. But I do like Porter. If we plug him in, we can plug in Dwight Powell, and then we have 65. We can plug in like Dinwiddie as a potential build here. So that's definitely something you can do with Luka at captain if you wanted to do go with Steph Curry over at captain. We have 52, so we have a little bit more flexibility. We can definitely still stick with like Porter Jr. Now we have 55, so this is where we can plug in like Bullock and maybe plug in Maxey and just save some money. Still get that 3-3 balanced approach, and we got some of the Mavs players that can catch fire from distance. You have 700 left, but on showdowns, that's completely fine, leaving some money on the table. Wanted to go with a complete, just a punt play. That would be like $1,000 for maybe Damian Lee. You'll get around like 10 or 15 minutes or so for them off the bench. Now it leaves us with over 10,000 left. So we can definitely upgrade to, at the top end, you have Draymond or Poole or Wiggins here. They're all pretty solid options. But if I was going to do that, then I'll probably not need to get to Porter, and I can probably get up to like Draymond here at 82, and then we have 65, so we can plug in Dinwiddie. We got Luka and Dinwiddie, and then we got Warrior stack with 4. So that's another approach. But in terms of just the core plays, for me, I still probably prefer Luka at captain, just with how much upside he gives you. Not that Curry doesn't give you as much, but Luka does have the higher ceiling. He's like the only true superstar on his team, the only true star at this point. Like Brunson's a rising star. In terms of the Warriors, they got like 3 or 4 stars anybody can take over, but it's impressive what Luka's done in the playoffs. So Luka, Curry would be the 2 that I start with, and then the last one would probably be like Looney, just with the upside that he can give you. And if he's starting, then you can probably pencil him in for like 20 minutes or so. Get you rebounds, maybe some easy putbacks, maybe some blocks or steals. So those will be the 3 that I start with over on DraftKings. Let's go ahead and talk about FanDuel. So over on FanDuel, you have Luka as your most expensive player, not paying extra, so you want the guy that you expect to score the most fantasy points in today. I still prefer Luka over Curry in terms of who's going to be the highest scorer. It's been the case for most of the playoffs for the regular season. Not that there's going to be spots where Curry does outscore Luka, but so you can make adjustments if you wanted to, if you think that will be the case today. But I'll still side with Luka. Definitely looking to plug in Curry here at 15.5 in the star spot, and then in the pro spot, you can go with Clay. I'll probably go with another Warrior here just because I do expect them to probably take game 1 at home. So if I do plug in like Wiggins here, that leaves us with like $8,500 left. So we do have some flexibility. We can plug in Maxi Kleber and plug in Looney. We can plug in Otto Porter and plug in Looney. So depending on how many Warriors you want in your lineup, probably won't be able to get to like Finney Smith. If you do play Finney Smith, the only guy you can probably feel good about is like Powell, just because he will start and play some minutes. Damian Lee is 65, but I probably wouldn't be able to get to Finney Smith if I do plug in Wiggins at the pro spot. So, like, if you go with Looney, you have 9,000 left. You can plug in Porter, save some money, or plug in Maxey and do at least a 3-2 Golden State Mavs stack or something like that. So that's probably, see if we upgrade a bit. It'll probably be, if we upgrade to like Poole, you have like 8,250. So you can also do this and plug in Porter and plug in Looney at 8,000. But I'll probably stick with Wiggins, just with, he's played pretty well for them, getting rebounds, not doing too much, but still finishing with like 30, 35. Sometimes can get up to 40 fantasy points. Draymond's kind of cooled off in the playoffs. He's had some pretty poor games. And Poole has been a bit quiet last few games, but we know he can easily catch fire. But in terms of the minutes, I still think Wiggins will be pretty solid in his role. And he's a veteran, so he kind of knows exactly what to expect. So that's what I got for this one. I'll probably have a prize picks video out right after this, so you can check that out if you wanted to. Best of luck tonight, and I will see you all next time.